So hello students, we will continue with the same chapter, that is microorganisms friend and foe. Please open page number 29 and another use of microorganism is cleaning the environment. We were discussing uses of microorganism. So another use of microorganism is cleaning the environment. So what do you mean by cleaning the environment? So these microorganisms, what they do, microorganisms like bacteria and fungi, what they do, they decompose the organic matter into simple substances. Now what do you mean by organic matter? They decompose the organic matter present in the dead animals and plants waste. So students, these plants and animals, their body contains certain organic matter. You can say their body has, let us say, certain nutrients like carbohydrates, proteins, fats, okay, and many more. So they are actually organic in nature. We call them as organic matter, okay. So when these animals and plants die, what happens? The organic matter remains in their body, protein, fats, carbohydrates and more, it remains in their body. So what happens? The microorganisms like bacteria and fungi, what they do? They start decomposing this organic matter into simple form. Understood or no? So organic matter like fats, proteins and carbohydrates, when an animal or a plant will die, what will happen? It will remain in the body of that plant or animal, and the microorganisms will act on the body. So what microorganism will do? These microorganisms will decompose the body, okay. These microorganisms will decompose the body of plants and animals. Understood or no? Decompose means to break. They will break these nutrients, okay, into simpler form, and these nutrients will go into the soil, thereby increasing fertility of soil, okay, increasing fertility of soil. I hope it is clear to everyone, which mix up with the soil. So actually you can also say that they convert these dead animals, plants, animal waste into a fertile or into a manure, which when added to the soil or when mixed with the soil increases the fertility of the soil. Now students, this microorganism decomposes the harmful and smelly dead remains of plants and animals. You know, when the plants will die or some animals, when they die, what happens? After some time it starts smelling, okay, and it pollutes the environment. So what happens? Just let us read. And you will see that in environment lot animal waste is also there. Animal waste means what? Cow dung, animal faces, urine and all, that is also lying in the environment, and that dirty the environment or no? Okay, so these microorganisms, they convert all these things into a into useful material, okay, called as manure. And in doing so, they clean up the environment also. Suppose if there were no microorganisms, these microorganisms which clean the environment are called as decomposers, or these microorganisms which convert or which decomposes or which break the organic matter of the dead plants and animals into useful material are called as decomposers. Generally bacteria and fungi, which decomposes. Understood? So suppose if there were no microorganisms in the soil, what would have happened? Then these dead plants, dead animals, animal waste would keep on piling up in the environment and make it dirty. So in this way microorganisms also clean up the environment. So this is one activity, students. You are aware of this activity, you have studied in your lower classes also. So I will just tell you this activity. I am not according to this, I will just related to this, I will tell you another activity, okay. Now you take two pots. In one you take one pot, okay. In that pot you keep on collecting vegetable peels, rotten vegetables, okay, used up food particles and all. You just keep on storing in one pot and cover it. It will smell, so don't keep inside your house, keep somewhere far from your house, okay. After some time what you will see? You will see that whole of that material, it changes into a powder, and that is a manure, and when that is added in the soil, it increases the fertility of the soil and the plants grow well. Now sometimes the one who have garden, they may dig a pit in the garden also. Okay, they can dig a pit in the garden and keep on collecting in that pit also. Or sometimes you must have seen that these fallen leaves from the plants, all the rotten vegetables, the vegetable peels, or the animal, all these things that is collected near the tree. Okay, and what happens, slowly all these things, it changes into a manure which gets mixed up with the soil and goes inside the soil, and that is taken up by that plant or a tree and it grows well. Understood or no? Means it increases the fertility of that soil, and which is taken up by the these nutrients are taken up by the nutrients present in the soil due to the decomposition of all this material that is taken up by the plant, and plant grows well. Understood or no? So now students, we will discuss about harmful microorganisms. I told you microorganisms are harmful also and useful. So we have discussed about useful microorganisms. Now we will discuss about harmful microorganisms. So the microorganisms, there are disease causing microorganisms also, which causes diseases in animals, plants and humans. And these microorganisms which causes diseases are called as pathogens. So what are pathogens? They are the microorganism which causes diseases. Okay. Now these pathogens can be protozoa also. It can be, you underline, it can be bacteria also, protozoa also, virus also, fungus also, and it causes large number of disease about which you have studied before also. Okay, you can underline the diseases which is caused by them: tuberculosis, tetanus, diphtheria, whooping cough, cholera, typhoid, AIDS, food poisoning, malaria, smallpox, chickenpox. Lot of diseases are there. Now disease causing microorganisms in humans. So we will discuss about those microorganisms which causes diseases in humans. Now disease causing microorganisms, you can say pathogens. Now in the human body, see, human body, we will suffer from disease only if they enter in our body. If they do not enter in our body, then we may not suffer from disease. We will not suffer from disease. So the most important thing is how they enter in our body. So if the entry of these microorganisms, disease causing microorganism, if their entry in our body is prevented, then we will not suffer from disease. So let us find out how they enter in our body. Okay, disease causing microorganism like pathogens, they enter our body through air we breathe. So you know they are present in the air. In the air, large number of microorganisms are present. Some are harmful, some are not. Understood? Okay, some microorganisms, they are not harmful, but some microorganisms are harmful in the way they can cause disease. Okay, so they enter in our body through the air we breathe, the water we drink. That is why they say that you should drink clean water, not clean water, the water which is free from germs. Okay, or the food we eat. So these are the ways in which it can enter in our body, but it can also be transmitted by direct contact with an infected person. Okay, if anyone is infected and if you go in contact and touch that person, then also these microorganisms can be transmitted. Okay, have you understood? Or through some insect or animal. How through insect or animal? The insect or animal may carry the microorganism, disease causing microorganism, and when that insect or animal will come in contact with you or will bite you, then they can transmit this microorganism in your body. For example, Anopheles mosquito. Anopheles mosquito carry the microorganism of malaria. Understood? And when it bites that microorganism causing malaria, it enters in our body and we suffer from malaria. Okay, so because it has entered in our body now. Now students, the person which have this or microorganism in the body, okay, that is called as infected person. So please underline, so the microbial diseases which can be transferred from an infected person to a healthy person through air, water, food or physical contact are called as communicable diseases. Communicable diseases are the diseases which are transferred from an infected person to a healthy person. How they are transferred? These are the modes of transfer: air, water, food or physical contact. And what are the diseases? These are the diseases. Now these diseases are highly infectious diseases. Generally diseases caused by microorganisms are infectious. Other person can catch, okay, because they are transferred from a healthy to a infected person, okay. Now common cold. Common cold is, you all are aware of common cold. Now you must have seen that if anyone have common cold, another day another person will also suffer if the two persons are very close to each other, okay. Understood or no? Like I will give you one example. Suppose you students are attending science class, okay, and let us say two students are not attentive. They want to talk, okay, but they cannot talk loudly, because if they will talk loudly the teacher will come to know. So they whisper in each other's ear, and out of these two students, one student is having common cold. Next day you will see that other student will also have common cold, okay. Now what happens? The student who has common cold is caused by a virus. So the student who has common cold, the virus of that common cold comes in air. Now the other student is sitting very close to each other, because that let us say that child or that student is whispering in his ear something, okay. Something means story he, let us say he must be saying, okay. So the air around that student, and carrying the virus that enters in his, he breathes that air, and through that air a virus enters in his body. Have you understood? Now that air around the infected student has more virus, so that is why when the other student, he comes close to the infected student, will easily catch infection. I hope it is clear to all of you. So this is how the infection of a common cold happens to be, okay. So this is all is written here. So rest we will discuss in next class. I will tell you the solution of the homework assignments. Open page number 39. Now question number 12. Please see question number 12. Name any 4 diseases which can be prevented by vaccination. So like, what are those diseases? Polio, smallpox, chickenpox, diphtheria. There are many diseases. Question number 13. Name the scientist who discovered vaccine for smallpox. So it is Edward Jenner. Question number 14. Name the scientist who discovered penicillin. So the scientist who discovered penicillin is Alexander Fleming. Scientist who discovered penicillin was Alexander Fleming. State an important function performed by blue-green algae. Important function performed by blue-green algae is it fixes atmospheric nitrogen. Open page number 42. Now question number 88. Which of the following is not a use of microorganism? Preparation of food by photosynthesis, okay. Now question number 92. This is match the following, but I have seen some of the students you are in class 8, but some of the students, they do like this. They will make lines and do. No, better you write the correct answer. First you write the question, then you write the correct answer in front of the option, okay. Bacteria will go with what? Causing cholera. Rhizobium, fixing nitrogen. Lactobacillus, setting of curd. Yeast, baking of bread. Protozoa, causing malaria. Virus, causing AIDS. And penicillium, producing antibiotics. So this is so easy, okay. So please mark today's homework questions. Open page number 39. Question number 3. Name one disease which is spread by breathing in air containing microorganisms. It is very easy. Then open page number 40. Just see here, page number 40. Can you see? Now you can see. Question number 3. Name one plant disease. Okay, question number 3 you leave. Okay, because we will not do plant diseases. This one you take. Please mark this question. Question number 56. Where do Rhizobium bacteria lives? What is their function? Okay. Then open page number 42. Now page number 42. Please mark question number 89. The malaria disease is caused by. So you have to mark the correct answer. Understood? So these are the homework questions. Question number 24. Then question number 56. And question number 89. Okay. So we will do till here only, students. If you have any doubt, please clarify your doubts during doubt clarification session. Thank you, students. Have a nice